Today, Kris and I are checking out a bunch of new UAFX pedals, including the brand new Lion 68 Super Lead.
It's finally here!
Woohoo! They made a Marshall and they shrunk it.
Mamma mia. It's a lot going on.
Yes.
Hey everyone, the name is Kris.
My name is Guillaume. Welcome to Thomann's Guitars and Basses. And a very exciting video. I'm going to pretend to be 20 centimeters taller than I am and Danish and explain a whole bunch of stuff about some cool new pedals.
Gotta grow the hair though.
Yeah, also,
yeah.
And the cool tattoos.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah. We're talking about Tore, yeah. He cannot be here today, but it's the day most of us have been waiting for, and a lot of people screamed in comment sections for a British certain type of amp simulation in their lineup of amp simulations. We had the Ruby, we had the Dream, we had all kinds of stuff, Tweed, Blackface, and of course the AC30 style. Now it's time for some Marshall of the Plexi style amp pedal. The Lion is here.
Absolutely, it is very exciting. We'll go over some of the sounds in that pedal, maybe some of the app's inner works to see what this one has to offer in terms of boosts, routing and all that good stuff. And we'll be pairing it with all the new offerings from the UAFX brand of mini pedals, more affordable, that started earlier this year. This time around with the Teletronix Brigade and Flow, as well as a sprinkle of the not so new but still cool
kind of new
OX Stomp that we'll be using for some of the IRs / reverbs and delays throughout this wonderful video. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll not show every single pedal to all of its extent because it's going to be a 2-hour video.
And who wants that?
The OX Stomp is out on the market for a couple of weeks. If you want to get all the details and different rig sounds
Kris
and everything.
Just so happens to have made a video about this.
I might as well have made a video.
Maybe we'll link it underneath this one.
You can check that out. Now we'll focus on the rest. So in the intro playing, we had the OX Stomp on. That's where you had the delay and the reverb from.
Yes.
The wobble and a bit of a drivey juiciness came from the LA-2A, the Teletronix, and the Flow. We'll turn those off and turn the OX Stomp as well off. So we'll hear the Lion alone.
Roar on its own.
So this is going to be all the cabinet simulations, everything built in the Lion. Nothing else is going to be on for the first sort of section of this video. I will go through all the models. There are 3 of them, the bass, lead, and brown, which are different kinds of Plexi and Plexi era amps, and 6 different cabinets. So those will make a huge difference, obviously.
That's too many sounds to
settle.
Describe.
Yeah, to settle on one.
That was yeah. I'm sorry for my G. My G went out way too early. It happens.
It's the thing with G's, right? G.
Nope.
So I went through the 3 settings. The bass seems to be the warmest, most clean sounding one. Even though with the Les Paul, it's not really clean at all. But I'll show the same thing with the Strat.
It's obviously not meant to be like the super high room.
No, it's not the dream, right?
Yeah.
It's you take this for the crunch, and you take this for that edge of breakup or the soaring high gain. Then of course the lead is like the most sort of presency, but not the harsh kind of thing, but more like the tightest one, I guess. And the brown has a bit more thickness to it. It feels like, at least. Depending on the sound, of course, a different cab will work best. You can save presets, of course. You can recall one on the pedal, but if you have the app, all your saved presets are going to be in the app. So you don't lose an older preset just because you made a new one. You'll have the list, and you can just toggle through and choose the one that you want for that evening, for that show, or for that recording, for that song, for whatever you want to use it for.
You also have the internal option through the app to change the way the input works. So going from the high to low to bridged, low to high to bridged input, just like you would on a regular plexiglass amplifier.
And it does change a lot, obviously, as you would imagine. So that's also cool. And you can also change the layout of the 2 foot switches, which is something that they always offer on these bigger UAFX pedals.
Live and preset modes.
Exactly. You can choose to do different things with them.
That's it.
It's almost clean. So yeah, it does the same thing as what you would expect from the original amps, right? It heavily changes its tone and the amount of gain and the amount of sparkle or whatever, depending on the instrument. And that's exactly what I want to see on a pedal in a box style amp simulation.
Yeah, and I do like...
Pedal in the box, that's cool. It's something new.
Pedal in the amp in the box.
Yeah.
The amount of boost available is also really nice. Like, that's definitely something that I loved in the Ruby. Just having that, because you can include that to a more complicated pedal board, but I'd say to some extent with a pedal like this and 2 presets, you can already cover a whole lot of crunch, classic rock sort of sounds with just the included boost.
If you want to run delays and reverbs and everything, you can, of course, there are 2 inputs, 2 outputs, so you can use that, or just simply put all those other like time-based effects after it, and then go into, I don't know, DI box if you have the cab simulation on the Lion, or put the aux stomp or anything in that ballpark after the time-based effects. So in case someone's wondering, like, does it have an effects loop? It doesn't really need an effects loop because of its output. You just put your time-based stuff afterwards, and you're good. Or you just put your final cabinet simulation after those time-based effects and just disengage the cab sim in the Lion itself.
I'd say you stay on that clean sound, and I'm gonna sprinkle some of the other effects in that sound. So we're talking about the Teletronix, which is the LA-2A algorithm from the Max that came out about a year ago at this point. The Brigade, which is the chorus vibrato from the Astra. Yeah. Compared to the Flow, which is meant to be the vintage tremolo. Like we're getting like different voicings. We're gonna see how those fare with the Lion.
And the thing about the LA-2A is they brought out the 1176
previous run,
a while ago, not too long ago. And the main difference between these two are that the LA-2A is the the less aggressive one. Like this is what you
the
will
guitar
see.
players, the guitar player's compressor.
Exactly, like the 1176 is something that you can set up for a very mild compression, but it's more of the actual compressor. And the LA-2A is something that you would see like in the studio, on guitars, on vocals, on acoustic guitars, on everything where you don't really want to have like a squashy kind of sound. It does that too, but it's not really its strength. It just gives a nice coloration, it has an awesome preamp, and it gives you a very musical kind of compression. So if you're someone who likes to hear him or herself live playing clean, but doesn't really want to compress the signal that heavily,
that's the kind of
the
compressor.
thing. And also the gain knob, which is a nice addition. It simulates the preamp, the input on the LA-2A rack unit, and it's just the nicest little sort of additional feature.
Yeah,
I know.
I like that.
I like that too, man. Okay. Yeah, well, there you go. It's a pretty compact, pedal board friendly rig.
Yeah.
That's the thing about like these old Plexi amps. If you keep the gain low, they are so good with pedals.
Absolutely.
Like JTMs and like lower gain Plexis.
And that's in itself, that's already the master volume mode of the Plexi. Like knowing like you're going direct. By the way, we're going direct, of course.
Yes,
we're going through
yes.
DI box straight into the interface. But you have that master volume mode, because you can keep control of the output and get stay as clean as you want at whatever volume, which is absolutely
exactly
awesome.
Volume 1 and volume 2. So the treble channel and the bass channel are just there for your tone, and then the output of the pedal is what gives you the level. So it's like a really cool Marshall, but so much more usable because of not having the issue of just blasting people's minds away.
Absolutely. And you've seen as well that the flow being after the Lion. Right now it's something that we haven't really explained.
Like that? Cool. Okay.
It goes Teletronix, Brigade, Lion, Flow, and OX Stomp.
Okay.
So even with the cab simulation coming from the Lion, the OX stayed, the OX Stomp stayed off. Having the Flow afterwards was just, it's more of a studio trick. It's not really like using the amp and having a pedal in between the amp and the speak. Like not even, but like after the.
It's pretty much like an effects loop.
Exactly.
At this point, yeah.
But being able to do that is and working that well is beautiful.
Yeah. And also, if you decide to use a different kind of cabinet simulation, for example, the OX Stomp, all you do on the Lion itself is that you toggle the cab choice up until there are no LED lights, no green or red lights. And now it's just literally the amp simulation, no cab, which will sound line.
And progressively worse if you start putting gain.
Yeah, of course, with gain it's not cool. Like this, it's kind of like it. But then you turn on the OX Stomp. What a massive decay. Yeah, sorry. So this is a rig, a preset that I did on the OX Stomp. This is basically my private like aux box preset with all the delay and reverb on and everything on. So it's kind of an overkill, but hey. This is, by the way, a 2x12 Alnico 50 loaded cabinet that's in the aux Stomp and the aux box with a ribbon mic and an MD421 and some room mic mixed in everything hidden under tons of plate reverb and modulated stereo delay.
As you should.
Massive addition to the lineup, both on the big pedal side, the full pedal side, and on the more compact, more affordable side of UAFX lineups. It's a solid release. I mean, there are two small pedals that I would immediately go for because of a specific thing that they do. Yeah. And it's cool to have the option of not having to buy the full-on extra for
just for that
sound,
one sound
or two sounds that you want, because
100%.
There's a big chance that the Flow contains those two that you would maybe love if you're into more like the tremolo side of life.
On top of that, you still have the dip switches in the back of these compact pedals with, as a constant, the option to go in between true and buffered bypass. And on the second switch, a specific option per pedal, which I don't remember for all of them. And that perfectly illustrates my final point. If you have more questions and you need more information about those pedals, check out the links in the description. You'll see everything that you need to know, including price points, which we don't have, but I assume are the same as the previous releases. But again, check it out in the description box.
Also, while you're there, you can also subscribe to the channel if you like these kind of videos, and leave us a comment below what you think about these. If you have any questions, we might be able to answer them, or anyone else. So see you down there in the comments, and meet you in the next video very, very soon. If you choose to choose.
If you choose to choose us.
Do you choose to choose? Bye.